Welcome team, Coach Bonnie here. I have been getting a lot of requests about how to stretch this part and that part. A lot of the times if we have back issues and other things, it's kind of hard to put it all together in a yoga practice or whatnot because the back hurts while we're trying to stretch the hamstrings. The hamstring stretching is notorious for hurting the back just because there's multiple things going on. And so I wanted to spend a little bit of time in focusing on this as a tool. This is a myofascial release ball. Message me and I'll give you the link for it. It's on Amazon and the darn thing costs 25 bucks. But it's the best thing. It's easy to travel with and that's why I really like it. But I'm going to show you some things that I do with this, specifically for hamstrings, for the back side of the hips, and for the back and kind of shoulder area. So here we go, myofascial release ball. And one thing on this stretching, once we want to get into the fascia, we have to hold the stretching a little bit longer. And part of the downside of using this ball is sometimes you have to get yourself in a position that kind of stresses maybe your shoulders out or whatnot. So when you're doing these things, try to find positions that you can hold for a while. So the first thing that I want to show you how to do with this is specific to the hamstring. You know that the hamstring attaches to the bottom part of the pelvis, tilts the pelvis down. That's why we get some back issues. And if your back is already cranky, you know, stretching your back kind of like this, stretching your hamstrings like that doesn't work for you. So this is very isolated. The reason why I like this one for hamstrings versus just the roller is because of the curve of it can get to the individual hamstrings themselves. Sometimes our hamstring issues are tightness in one of the hamstrings, not them as a whole. So maybe the inner, or maybe you have some adhesions in one spot. This ball is really good for getting at that. So how do we do that? I like to sit down and find a comfortable position, and then I start in the middle of my hamstring and I keep my foot active. That helps to keep the hamstring together, and so I'm rolling around on my hamstring. And if you find, oh yeah, right there, if you find a spot you can go crossways. This is another reason why I like this ball. Or if you find a particular spot right there, okay, keeping my foot active, I'm sitting here and I'm getting into that one spot, and then I hold it and I wait. And I give the fascia and the muscle time to relax. If you wanted to kick it up a notch, you could have someone come by and kind of press right there for added weight and hold it maybe for a minute. So as you can see, you can roll around on this ball and then get to the combination of kind of like IT hamstring area and roll around on it, and notice that my foot stays kind of flexed. This is an excellent way of getting at this spot without actually rolling on the IT band, which can be very painful and sometimes non-productive. And then once you're getting down into this tight area, you can just roll around on it back and forth. Once you find a spot, kind of work in there, stay with it, and release. So if you had cranky hamstrings, this is what I would suggest. Start in the belly of the muscle, and then you can also get clear to the sit bones or the attachment points. And then if you find kind of an angry spot, just rock and forth. I haven't found a tool that gives you this much flexibility in finding spots in the body. So moving to hips with this ball, this is really awesome. If you wanted to get right here, you can kind of right there and then roll around on it. You can do this with, you know, the lacrosse ball or that pinky ball right there, that pinky ball you buy them at the dollar store for $1. I just like this because it's just a little bit bigger, a little more pleasant. It's hard to work with the calves with this ball because it becomes a balancing act, but you can do that as well. You can lay more weight in there, kind of roll out muscles, find those knots. If you found a knot in your calf right here, you could, the foot's kind of lazy, find the knot, press down, and then activate, and that helps to do your own ART or active release technique while you're stretching. So good for the back, hip, and hamstrings. You can roll around on your quads on this ball too, quite intense. The other thing that I like to do, if you don't want to get on the floor with the ball, this is a nice motion. And you have so much flexibility to address certain parts. You can roll around on your back and find a spot and get it to release. I like doing that with my upper back on those spots that are hard to get to. So I find that trap right there. And I find that spot and I can roll around, and then I can lean into it and really press. If I wanted to add a little bit more, I can stretch here. You can also do this on the front side here. You can just be gentle, so you could press right here and stretch into that area as well. So again, this ball, and it'll fit in your suitcase or your bag or your triathlon bag. Super awesome tool. The other thing that I travel with is this pinky ball. The golf balls, or frozen golf balls or whatnot, but I like this because of the size. It doesn't collapse like a tennis ball, but it's not as abrasive as a golf ball. What I like to do with this is stretch my feet. So what I do is I start in the middle and I just kind of stay right there. And then I roll around here and here, and I spread my toes. And then if you find a spot in your arch, I'll find the spot and then I'll kind of roll right on through it and maybe out towards my arch. So kind of like that. So that was a pinky ball. And then you could roll on here when this gets tight from swimming. Kind of roll it out like that. You can go crossways and up and down. So those are my two favorite kind of travel all-purpose tools, along with that rolling stick for the quads. So a couple of tools to help with stretching when putting the whole body together kind of hurts, or you need to do some specific things. And a good special note is that doing that hamstring stuff with the ball, you don't have to warm up a lot, so it's something that you could just kind of come home and do. Instead of, if you went and did a mini yoga practice, you really should warm up first. You should get the muscles kind of a little limber and whatnot. But with that ball, it's kind of like going to a massage. You don't have to warm up so much. So hope that helps. Have a great day.